Save big during Labor Day at Lowe's. Get up to 40% off select major appliances. Plus, buy more to get up to an additional 20% off. Shop even more savings with 3 Stay Green 1 cubic foot vegetable and flower garden soil bags for $10. This Labor Day, take care of your home for less at Lowe's. We help, you save. Valid through 9/3. Soil offer excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Selection varies by location. Select locations only. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for more details.
This podcast is supported by Talkspace.
When my husband came home from his military deployment, readjusting was hard for all of us. Thankfully, I found Talkspace.
Talkspace provides professional support from licensed therapists and psychiatric providers online. Military members, veterans, and their dependents ages 13 and older can get fast access to providers, all from the privacy of their computers or smartphones.
I just answered a few questions online, and Talkspace matched me with a therapist. We meet when it's convenient for me, and I can message her anytime. It was so easy to set up, and they accept TRICARE. Therapy was going so well, my husband and I started seeing a couples therapist through Talkspace, too.
Talkspace works with most major insurers, including TRICARE. Match with a licensed therapist today at Talkspace.com/military. Go to Talkspace.com/military to get started today. That's Talkspace.com/military.
Follow the money.
That's what I always say. You always follow the money.
Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
Welcome in. We are live in downtown Las Vegas from the Circa Resort and Casino, kicking off this hour with an absolute bang. Going back a couple of years now, we've called this Wednesdays with Vito's son, as the great Sal Palantonio joins the program. 2 full segments today. Just announced that he has re-signed with ESPN. He's been there since 1995. He's covered the Super Bowl every single year, and he's going to be with us every single Wednesday here on the program. Congratulations. Great to talk to you again, my friend. How are you?
Oh, man, do I miss you guys. Unbelievable. Miss Follow the Money. Miss you, Mitch and Pauly. Miss being on the air with you. You know, everywhere I go, everywhere I go, I get guys that come up to me and say, when you going to be back on Follow the Money? We love VSiN now on Sirius XM radio. You got to be back. You got to be back. And you know what? It's funny. People don't call me Sal Pal anymore. They call me Vito's son.
Oh, it should be. Absolutely. That's awesome. And a good call, too. Last time we talked to you, Eagles in a rout in the Super Bowl.
In a rout, baby. They were up 20. Hey, they were up 27-0. Up 40-6.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a motivation for Big Red and the Kansas City Chiefs to get back. I don't know what is.
Well, what do you make tomorrow night? Obviously, a lot of money here on the Eagles. Since the Micah Parsons trade, Philly was laying 6.5 at a lot of books before that move, and Philadelphia got as high as 9 yesterday here at Circa Sal. They're back down to about 8.5-point favorites in the game.
Well, I did not know at Circa it got up to 9, but I tell you, I like the Eagles by 10. I like them 31-21. I'm going to go right off the bat with a prediction that they will win and cover the football game. And I'll tell you why. And we've seen it over and over again. You know, opponents will show something offensively. The Eagles do have a reshuffled secondary, which we can get into, which I think is a big concern with Pickens and CD Lamb and Dak Prescott fully healthy. The reports that I have out of camp is that Dak Prescott was really moving well, throwing the ball well on the run, which is his forte. And Schottenheimer will do a lot of pre-snap motion. They will try to confuse the Eagles secondary. But in the end, that late touchdown by Barkley is inevitable. The offensive line just wears you down. No Micah Parsons. I like the Eagles to win by 10 with the banner going up with a little rumble in the jungle in South Philly tomorrow night.
Okay, so where are you at then, your level of concern with the new defense, if you want to take us through that?
Yeah, let's take you through that. I think, you know, it's been pretty evident they haven't had a really clearly defined plan to replace Darius Slay or C.J. Gardner-Johnson. You know, they let Slay walk. They traded C.J. Gardner-Johnson unceremoniously to Houston for an offensive lineman that they cut. So they got nothing for him. He led the team in interceptions last year, but more than that, he was a great communicator. He had great moxie. They've tried different combinations. They've tried Cooper DeJean, the Super Bowl hero. They've tried Andrew Makuba, who they got out of Texas. He's undersized. He's been injured in training camp. It hasn't really worked out that well. Sidney Brown plays a little out of control, has great speed, great tackling ability, ferocious, sticks his head in there. But they don't have a guy like C.J. Gardner-Johnson opposite Reed Blankenship, really. And, the bottom line is, coaches against coaches, and it's all about matchups at the NFL level now. And Fangio doesn't like the blitz. He didn't blitz one time, tormented Patrick Mahomes without blitzing him one time in Super Bowl 59. Why? Because their secondary was playing lights out. So I think we'll see a little bit different defense. I think in this game they will blitz Dak Prescott. They will test that recovery from a torn hamstring to see how he moves. They will get him out of the pocket, get him on the run, get him uncomfortable, get him off his spot. They have no choice. Their secondary is very, very unsure right now.
All right, so based on all that, also a very common narrative with the Cowboys team here, Sal, is that a weaker offensive line than we have, grown to love with this Cowboys team over recent years. It feels like they've always had a good offensive line in my lifetime anyway. And, below average backs. And then if you look at the point spread, Philadelphia is right there as maybe the best team in football yet again. You figure that they're going to have the lead quite a bit, and Dak's going to be throwing the ball quite a bit. Who's going to be the guy that benefits from that in the air, like fantasy-wise, player prop-wise? I think it's a huge year for CeeDee Lamb. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's a huge year for CeeDee Lamb. He'll have a monster number of targets. Listen, George Pickens has great talent. He is a wide receiver one on a good day. But tell me, Mitch and Pauly, when does he have a good day? When does he have a 100% good day? When does he not throwing himself to the wind and eventually hurting his football team with costly penalties? So until I see it from CeeDee Lamb, now he's playing for a contract. They got him on a one-year rental. He wants the money. He knows he's not going to be able to get the kind of CeeDee Lamb money from the Cowboys. So he's playing to play somewhere else. He's going to want to have targets from Dak Prescott. He's going to press the issue. But I don't think he's reliable enough in the long term. I think it's Lamb. I agree with you 100%. Now, as for the Eagles, they have really featured Devontae Smith a lot this training camp. He got hurt with a hammy. He had a little problem. He couldn't stay on the field because he was a big part of their training camp program. And I think they are going to feature him in this football game. I do. I really do.
Very good. By the way, as a side note, is Will Shipley the firm number 2 running back behind Saquon Barkley?
He is, without a doubt.
Without a doubt.
Number 2.
Okay.
Without a doubt. Yep.
Okay.
Excellent.
And I like what he showed last year. You have to, right?
Yeah. But, the bottom line is there's a lot of talk of Saquon Barkley had a record number of carries and touches last year, career high in touches and carries, and that you want to preserve him a little bit. I didn't see that in training camp, Mitch and Pauly. I did not see that. They wanted to give him the football, and he wanted the football. So I see him having that mother load of carries again. He's out to prove something. He's out to prove something. All right, got his Super Bowl title, got his rushing record for playoffs and regular season combined. I think he's looking at Canton. He's saying, you know what? I'm good enough to be Adrian Peterson. I'm good enough to be Emmitt Smith. Give me the gosh dang football.
Mm-hmm. Excellent.
That's what I hear from him this summer.
Okay.
That's what I hear from him this summer. Yeah.
It's a tough schedule. What's your outlook on the season, and if they can make a deep postseason run?
Yeah, what we're saying here in Philadelphia: 12-5 and 25. 12-5 in 2025. That's the slogan. And that's the way I look at the schedule. You're playing 11 games against teams that went to the postseason. That's the highest number that any team coming off the Super Bowl has ever had. But here's the big thing. No back-to-back home games. The NFL schedule makers did not give them a back-to-back home game. So important to get that extra home body rest, get a little lasagna, get a little cannoli in there, you get to stay home, sleep in your own bed. You know what I'm saying? And you don't have that. It screws up your body clock. So, especially for Vito's son at age 69. You know, I was looking forward to back-to-back home games.
I'm sure you were.
I hear you.
We'll get into the AFC because you're on the Steelers-Jets game coming up in about 7-8 minutes here. We have like 2-3 minutes here left in this segment, Sal. Do you believe in J.J. McCarthy?
I don't.
No.
Oh, strong.
No, I don't. I think it'll be tough for him. It'll be difficult for him in that division. They will key on him, and it will be a tough transition from the get-go. Later on in the season, he might come out of it, but I got the Packers winning that division, hands down. And I had them winning the division before they traded for Micah Parsons.
Okay.
Last year, 12-5. Right? No, 11. They won 11 games or 12 games last year. How many did they win last year? The Green Bay Packers. But they were 1-5 in their division. So I like the Packers to flip the script on that abysmal divisional record last year and win 4 to 5 games within the division and run away with the division in the NFC North. I like the Packers a lot.
Okay, you're a Hall of Famer. You're a legend. What are you hearing, and what's your level of concern with Stafford's back?
You know, they've really done a really good job of keeping it sort of secret and under wraps. And we're going to have to watch him the first game. How is he moving? What's his torque like delivering the football? Remember, go back to the snow game in Philly, his last game of the year. He couldn't get out of the way of Jalen Carter. He's always been pretty good in the pocket, pretty mobile. Now, some of that may have been the bad track, the mud and the snow, but I didn't like the way he was moving last year at the end of the season. So that's something 100% you got to watch. But if he's healthy and Devontae Adams is healthy with Pua Nakua, they're going to be something. The LA easy schedule. If Stafford's healthy, they got 12 or 13 wins.
Do you trust the 49ers because of their soft schedule as well?
Well, they do have a soft schedule, but you know, I don't like the reliability of their skill players. They've got too many former injuries or current injuries on their skill players on offense. So, not crazy about it. No, not crazy about the Niners. If Stafford's healthy, I like the Rams to win that division. I really do.
Yeah. Who comes out of the NFC then?
Oh, it's too early for that, babe. I mean, listen, I'm on the doorstep of Dallas week in Philadelphia is not pomp and circumstance. It's madness and mayhem. And I am knee deep in the mayhem right now.
Okay, fair enough. More with the great Sal Palantonio coming up next. He's on the Progressive guest line. He's in Pittsburgh for Steelers-Jets this week. What a game to be at. And we'll kick around the AFC with Sal Pal coming up here on VSiN.
Lowe's has the Labor Day deals you need to give your home a new look. Buy one, get one free select interior paint via Visa gift card rebate. Then, add the final touch with 2 for $8 on select 2.5 or 3-quart mums. Refresh your home and save big while doing it. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 9/3. Mums offer in-store only. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. More terms and restrictions apply. See Lowes.com/rebates for details.
This podcast is supported by Talkspace.
When my husband came home from his military deployment, readjusting was hard for all of us. Thankfully, I found Talkspace.
Talkspace provides professional support from licensed therapists and psychiatric providers online. Military members, veterans, and their dependents ages 13 and older can get fast access to providers, all from the privacy of their computers or smartphones.
I just answered a few questions online, and Talkspace matched me with a therapist. We meet when it's convenient for me, and I can message her anytime. It was so easy to set up, and they accept TRICARE. Therapy was going so well, my husband and I started seeing a couples therapist through Talkspace, too.
Talkspace works with most major insurers, including TRICARE. Match with a licensed therapist today at Talkspace.com/military. Go to Talkspace.com/military to get started today. That's Talkspace.com/military.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
We continue with the great Sal Palantonio. Let's follow the money on VSiN, the sports betting network. He joins us every single Wednesday at 5 o'clock Eastern throughout the football season, 2 o'clock Pacific time. We talk Eagles, Cowboys, and a little bit of NFC in the first segment. We will pivot to the AFC because, Sal, you are in the Meadowlands this weekend for the Jets and the Steelers as Aaron Rodgers going against his former team, Justin Fields, on the other side here. This number's been on the board now since the schedule came out months ago. Pittsburgh opened 2.5. They're like 2.5 minus 120 now. We're touching 3. What are your thoughts overall on what we're going to see coming up on Sunday?
Yeah, I don't see how the Jets score. Yeah. By the way, you guys just got me in trouble with my cousin Ralphie. My cousin Ralphie listens to your show religiously. He lives in Staten Island. And he goes, you gave him a Super Bowl pick last year. You better give him a Super Bowl pick. So at the end of this segment, I'll give you my Super Bowl pick. And I was right about my Super Bowl pick last year, so I'll give you my Super Bowl pick. But, I don't know how the Jets score. Listen, their whole offense is going to be Justin Fields' ability to run with the football and to open up the running game. They're going to ground and pound it. Aaron Glenn coached under Rex Ryan. It's a ground and pound offense. And the Steelers' defense is better than it was last year. They were a playoff team. They have some speed in their secondary. They're always good tacklers. I like the Steelers in the game, but, and here's the but, if Aaron Glenn just decides to unleash the dogs and blitz Aaron Rodgers from the get-go and get him off his spot and test his maneuverability and mobility, and they like what they see, the Jets, defensively, and they just kind of like blitz Aaron Rodgers into submission, the Jets could steal this game. They could. They could steal it. Yeah. I do believe they could.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. Do you think, I'll throw 2 teams at you in the AFC North. Do you think the Steelers are a playoff team? Same question for the Bengals.
I think the Bengals are definitely a playoff team. I think Joe Burrow's the MVP of the league this year.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, but, it's so super competitive because the Steelers won 10 games last year, and I think they're better than they were last year. If Aaron Rodgers is healthy, stays upright, and proves to be, a quarterback who, A, doesn't turn the ball over, and B, it doesn't put his football team behind the sticks, which is a big if. The Steelers could be right there. And, to me, the Ravens, it's down to the Ravens and the Bills in the AFC Championship game. I really believe that. The Ravens are loaded up. They are going for it. Derrick Henry's going for it. I was around him and I talked to the Ravens a lot this offseason. And they're all in with 100%. And I think they're kicking themselves. If you give them some truth serum, I think they're kicking themselves that they didn't push the issue with Dallas to try to trade for Micah Parsons in March. I think they're kicking themselves.
Excellent. Very good. So there's a lot of Denver hype. They won 10 games, even though they were 1-7 against teams with a winning record, and they had a lousy record in close games. Are you buying the Denver hype?
And they did have a lousy record in close games, and I went back and looked at those close games, and it really wasn't Bo Nix that was the problem. It really wasn't Bo Nix. It was the defense that was the problem. That was the issue down the stretch. So Bo Nix, to me, proved a lot last year. I think they're without a doubt going to challenge Kansas City. I think the Chargers are going to challenge Kansas City. I think life is going to be a lot tougher, no question about it, for the Kansas City Chiefs. And I think Denver is one of those teams that you have to look at. But look at their schedule. Their schedule is a little easy for the Broncos. You start with Tennessee, that's a win. At Indy, that's a win. You can beat the Chargers. That's the game, week 3 at the Chargers.
Yeah.
Cincinnati comes in to play you on Monday night. You could go 3-1 at the gate before you have to go to Philly.
That's a win.
To play the Eagles at Philly. You got the Jets in London. You can beat the Jets. You can beat the Giants. Dallas is home. You can beat them. I think you can go to Houston and win. Vegas you can beat. Kansas City at home, all before the bye.
Yeah.
So they have a schedule that's very doable for them to get 11, 12 wins, the Broncos, I think, without a doubt. But to me, the team is the Bills. I think the Bills are loaded up. They did a lot of things in the offseason that, Brandon Beane decided he was not going to be Joe, the GM in New York, and he was going to be the GM in Philly. He was going to pay his running back. It's a running back renaissance in the National Football League.
Yeah.
You look at the 5 teams. Look at the 5 teams that were over 500 rushing attempts last year. 5 teams that were over 500 rushing attempts. All of them went to the playoffs, and the top team won the Super Bowl. Then you look at the next 4, between 450 rushing attempts and 500 rushing attempts. They all went to the playoffs. The top 9 teams in rushing attempts went to the playoffs. It's a running back renaissance in the National Football League. You've got to pay your running backs. You got to have a big offensive line. I'll give you a number. I've been dying to give you guys this number all summer long. Look at what's happened to NFL defenses. It's honey, I've shrunk the defense. Last year, gentlemen, in 2024, there were 221 starters in the front 7 of NFL defenses, 240 pounds or less. That's the lightest NFL defenses have been in 25 years. So when you have a big, strong offensive line like Philadelphia, big, strong offensive line like in Buffalo, big, strong offensive line and big, strong back like in Baltimore, you can push people around. And those, to me, are the 3 top teams in the league right now.
Excellent. That's why you're a Hall of Famer. You're the best. Sal Pal, our guest, Vito's son on the Progressive Guest Line. Follow the money. Pauly and Mitch Vies in the Sports Betting Network, Sirius XM Channel 158. Uncle Ralphie, give us the Super Bowl pick.
Yeah, no, Cousin Ralphie, not happy that I got off in the last segment and didn't give the NFC pick. So my pick, and it's on ESPN.com, is Buffalo Bills and Philadelphia Eagles in the Super Bowl with Joe Burrow as your MVP.
Interesting. Is it okay?
Philly's going to go back-to-back.
Wow. I'm surprised by that.
Well, winning Super Bowls is not easy, right?
Yeah.
No.
I'm saying they're going to be in the Super Bowl.
No, I know. I mean, making it, yeah.
Hey, when it comes to February and they're in the Super Bowl, I got to pick against them. Come on. That's not going to happen.
No.
But I like them. I look at the rest of the NFC. You just ticked off the issues, right? Stafford's back.
Right.
J.J. McCarthy. Detroit losing both coordinators. Tough schedule for Detroit. Toughest in the league. I mean, the Eagles, I think, are set up to go back despite the schedule. They get a home game in the playoffs. They're going to be tough to beat. Now, remember, they were the second healthiest team in the league last year. They had a lot of luck when it came to health and injuries.
Well said.
Lot.
Hey, Sal, let me run this tweet by you from Thomas earlier today. He said that Sal Pal nailed last year the 5-yard difference would not lead to more touchbacks. Touchbacks cashed at a huge plus price to start the season. Would like to hear his thoughts on the change this year, moving to 35, and if that changes totals overall and touchbacks this season.
I don't think it's going to change it that much. No. I really don't. No. I think the major thing that people should be looking at with props is running backs, especially the young guys. Those running backs are going to get a lot of carries. The NFL, gentlemen, is a copycat league. It's a copycat league. And you look at what the Eagles did to win the Super Bowl. Heaviest, biggest offensive line. For all the criticism over the years that Howie Roseman has taken, he's got a brilliant analytics department, and they have watched NFL defenses shrink. You got a small in the butt defense, you're going to get run over in the current NFL.
Imagine if Derrick Henry was 23 years old.
My own, as we used to say. That'd be crazy.
You're the best, my man. Can't wait to talk to you every week. Appreciate it. Good.
It's so great to be back with you guys. Thanks for having the opportunity to be on your program. I really love it. You guys are the best.
All right.
Back at you. Feelings mutual.
We owe you 3 cannolis. The official horse racing partner of VSiN, First Bet, built for bettors who demand more. First Bet isn't just about placing a bet. It's about helping bettors of all levels with handicapping tools that provide data-driven insights to help you make smarter bets. First Bet's in-app tools give you win, place, and show probabilities for each runner. You can quickly and easily identify good value plays and improve your ROI. Take advantage of their limited time $250 sign-up offer. To claim your bonus, use code VSIN250 when you sign up in the First Bet app or at firstbet.com. Promo code VSIN250. Get it now, VSIN250.
Can you imagine the spots that Vito's son could take us to in the Philadelphia area for like a great meatball hero or a meatball sub or just Italian sandwiches, any of it?
Yeah.
I can't even imagine. Just like...
Does it every night.
Of course,
all the spots, right?
Must be 300 spots back there to go to. Mike Palm on the program coming up next. A lot of money is going to be coming in on these NFL games over the next few days. But where are they seeing respected money at this point? We'll ask him next here on VSIN.
This is Follow the Money on VSIN.
What an hour. The great Sal Pal for 30 minutes. Right into the great Mike Palm, VP of Circa Las Vegas, the Golden Gate, and the D. We'll get into why you cannot be serious in 15 minutes. Good to see you, Mike. How are you today?
Hello, Mitch. Hello, Paul. Great. Right in the middle of the madness here. The final week. Kickoff tomorrow night. Game on Friday. Week 2 of college football. And then the final hours to sign up, and we'll see where we land.
Yeah, forget 15,000. You guys already blew by that. You're pushing 16,000.
We knew that was a joke of a guarantee. I mean, come on. We did 14-2 last year.
Right.
The hope was to get to 20. I don't think we're going to make it.
Oh, no.
Probably going to fall a little bit short the way it looks with the time.
I think we're looking at 19-1, 19-2. Okay. I think we get just short. The millions is going to be a disaster. We're at 4,700 right now.
53, 5,400?
Well, we did in the final 4 days 1,200 last year. So, if you say in the final 3 days we're going to do 700 or something, we're probably going to end up around 5,500, 5,600. But I'll probably be short there. But I'm more pessimistic because we've lost pace like the last 7 or 8 days. We've backtracked on our pace on millions. We'll see if we get the big push here. We'll see if people know there's going to be an overlay if they swoop in.
That's what I was going to follow up with. What about the crowd? There's a big crowd of people once they hear about that.
Especially the poker players will swoop in if they think there's dead money in there that he's going to have to put in the extra money to get to 6 million. We'll see. But I mean, we went from 5.7 to 5.8 last year. So I mean, if we landed in that range again, I guess it's not a huge disappointment. I said we would be at 5.9.
Yeah. Why were you so strong on it?
Huh?
He said disaster.
Well, we're all celebrating the Grandissimo so much, but what about the millions? I mean, you could be out week 1 for your 100,000. These dreams of winning 20 million could be over. We've seen it happen. How many? It's not the last 2 years. It's 5 out of 6 years. The most chosen team gets knocked out in week 1. It could be over. You got 126 ways to win in the millions, Paul. You're in it all year. $1,000 for 5 months, you'll spend more on coffee, as Private Plane Wayne will tell you in the next 5 months. It's a hell of a good time. Come on down and get in the millions.
Great job. There you go.
That's a good pitch right there.
Pitch.
Where does Grandissimo go? 49 right now on the board behind us.
Well, I was short with my predictions, so
everybody was.
Last week we said, could 50 be in play? Now you have to ask, could 60 be in play?
Yeah.
I'll say 54 is my number. I mean, there's not a lot of wiggle room to guess when you're in that. I say we get at least 3 more to 52, and maybe the few we don't know about. So,
well, he's going to reach out to Dana White. I imagine if he asked, that Dana would probably get in it. It was a good job by Mitch.
Here's the thing, by the way, like you never know, right, where this money's going to be coming from. No. It's not. Forget about the people who are wiring stuff in. The TikTok guys off the street. According to Derek, there were like 8 guys in the span of 12 hours that came in. I think starting Monday night into Tuesday morning, that came out of nowhere.
Well, we've never heard of them. They were not customers in any way of Circa or the D or Golden Gate, or did they know Derek or somebody here? There is no connection. They just heard about this contest and said, "Yeah, let me throw 100,000 into a Survivor." So
that's, I think, right now predicting like how many you're going to get is you could still touch 70.
It could.
You never know.
I just knew it wouldn't be 10 or 15. Everybody worried, people won't have the money to do that, right? Because it wouldn't be allowed. I mean, if there were 8 guys now, everybody would be swooping in knowing that there was 1.5 guaranteed.
Where does the guarantee go next year?
Well, let's see where it ends. Let's say if it ends at well, he never goes backwards. That's the problem. So let's say maybe he does, let's say it ends at 55. What does he do next year? 7, 8? I mean, you could probably pretty much say this was the first year you could bump it a little. I hope he wouldn't just go like 6. Right.
You think he'd go as high as 7 or 8 million?
We did 1 year and you have 5 million. Nobody knew about the thing.
Yeah.
Right? Where does it go now that it gets popular? And people will get to now see how far does it go? What's the strategy like? the great thing is it provides everyone content because it's a totally different strategy than when you're playing against 6,000 other people or you're playing against 40 other people.
Right. What's your guess? How long do you think it goes?
I think. Well, it's hard to say, but I don't think it makes Thanksgiving.
Okay, fair.
What do you think?
Okay, I don't think it does either.
Yeah.
I want to know how many.
That's why the strategy is important too.
Yeah.
But
how many teams do you think are going to get picked in week 1?
Good question. What that prop could be?
Over under 4.5?
I don't know.
Oh no,
way higher.
I think it has to be over 4.5.
Yeah. 8.
The problem is people have one entry, so how much
true.
do they want to zig, right?
Right.
I will disagree with King in the North. Yesterday he said Philly's definitely in play here. Now that we're up to 9 with the point spread, I just think they're too valuable with Black Friday and Christmas that most people aren't going to take them tomorrow.
Yeah, that's the biggest reason they won't take them. It's because they're usable later. There's other games you can take. I mean, if you want to be, I don't want to be on Denver because everybody's going to be on Denver. There's other spots here. Although I'd be. Do you think how many people do you think will use Arizona on the road?
A lot.
Good question.
I think there will be people that will do that because they look at their division and say, if Stafford's healthy, who are the gimme games in the division? Some people are very high on the Seahawks, right? So maybe you say there's no gimme games in the division, and the Saints are tanking. I mean,
they do have Carolina at home in week 2.
How bad is Slough that he couldn't get the starting job?
No kidding.
Yep. That's all I keep thinking.
Yeah, absolutely, no doubt about it. What was your biggest surprise from college football?
Maybe how bad Alabama looked. Yeah. I thought they looked shockingly bad against the Florida State team that played okay, but they weren't astounding. Alabama was really non-competitive in the second half of that game. I also, you go back to how bad these coaches are managing the clock. I mean, you could have went back to week 0 at the end of the half with Kansas State and Iowa State. Why doesn't Campbell call timeout to make sure that Kansas State punts? Why do you let them run it down to 9? Now you might throw a Hail Mary. We're going to leave him with 2 seconds, and Rocco Beck's got to throw the ball 60 yards in the rain. That's not going to happen. And then he puts a kick returner back there. Meanwhile, I like them against Iowa. But I'm just telling you, Campbell is something. Deion doesn't use the timeout, lets the whole clock run out, loses the game with 2. It's stunning to me, the clock management in college. We pick and criticize the pro coaches, but in college it's just like 10x. The mind-numbing game management decisions.
You love betting on college football. Do you have anything in pocket as of right now for week 2?
I bet at Iowa State here. I thought Iowa looked terrible against Albany. They're playing against Albany. And still can't even throw the forward pass.
Yes.
Come on.
Same thing.
I was impressed at Iowa. South Dakota's a good team. Yeah, Iowa State drilled them. And I know it's different playing in Ames in August than it will be playing in South Dakota or Montana in December when they get into their playoffs. But I think Iowa State's pretty good here. And I don't know that Iowa can hang with them. I know it's a big rivalry game. I like Iowa State by more than a touchdown.
Okay, and even though they lost, I thought your car looked good in the loss for Notre Dame.
I don't know why they didn't try to run the ball more. They had a dominant running game last year. But let's be honest, Miami was very good offensively. I thought Miami let Notre Dame hang around in that game. They really didn't deserve to be in that game in the fourth quarter.
I would agree with that.
I thought it was a decisive victory for Miami.
And, boy, how LSU looked on the road against Clemson to begin the year. That was
maybe we're just dead wrong about Clemson. But Clemson's going to have like 11 of the top 60 guys chosen. I think we must turn the page on Dabo now.
I think you're exactly right.
Yeah.
It's the same thing every year.
Every year.
The offense, right?
Every year.
Pathetic. What do you like in the NFL?
I like Miami. I think Miami's. I'm sorry, the other side. I like the Colts.
Oh, you like the Colts?
Yes, yes. I play against Miami here. I think the Colts could be a top 5 survivor pick. I really do. What? You talk about how many teams. Yes, Miami's all going to be awful.
I'll bet you lunch on that, 2-1.
That they're not a top 5 survivor
correct,
pick?
Yes.
You'll buy me 2 lunches to my 1?
Yeah, correct. Yes, that they're not in the top 5.
Philadelphia. I don't think that many people will use Washington. It'll be close. I'll do 3-1. I want a better price.
Deal. I got a lot of food and beverage to use here.
There you go. It counts. All right, good.
Let me ask you about, where are you guys seeing sharp money, though? I get it. You're going to have a ton of money coming in from now until, kickoff for a lot of these games. But where, is there a spot? Because I'm looking at the betting splits page on vsin.com, 98% of the handle already on the 49ers. But again...
It's public.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, that's public money. I keep waiting for a sharp buyback on some of these numbers that are moving. I really haven't seen a lot of it. on the sides how these games have gone. I mean, I thought that some people would buy back on the Saints when it got to even to 6.5, but we just really haven't seen any money come in on the Saints. I think Green Bay's getting overbet a little bit here. Are we sure Parsons is all going to be healthy? And if he is cleared to play, that he's not just ripe for an injury early on in this season, with no training?
Does that number touch 3?
Yes.
You think it does?
Yes.
I would have to take the Lions +3.
They bet them to be the favorite in the division and the second choice in the NFC, Mitch.
Yes.
It's it. The Lions are done now. It's over. It's the Packers and Philadelphia in the NFC Championship game. Let's hope it's a better playoff game than last year.
That's right.
Yeah, no kidding.
It was ugly. G-Bank, built with sports bettors in mind. Right now, you can earn a $50 cashback reward bonus once you're approved and your account is open with the G-Bank Visa Signature Card. Most credit cards, street sports books, and gaming transactions and cash advances. Even when it's your own money, G-Bank treats them as regular purchases. No cash advance fees, saving you up to 3 to 5% on every deposit. Plus, you'll earn 1% cash back on all eligible sports books and gaming transactions. 2% cash back on everything else you buy. Apply now, VSiN.com/GBank, VSiN.com/GBank.
Iga Swiatek dropped the first set, by the way, 6-4, and she trails in the second set 3-2.
Oh, wow.
She's plus 175 to come back and win.
Wow. Big Mandy got the break back, huh? On the second set. Wow.
360, 3-8. Wow.
She was, huge favorite.
This was the bagel job at the finals at Wimbledon.
Yeah. More with Mike Palm coming up, including You Cannot Be Serious. Uncle Pauly needs 10 no-show and 5 no-work jobs.
This podcast is supported by Talkspace.
When my husband came home from his military deployment, readjusting was hard for all of us. Thankfully, I found Talkspace.
Talkspace provides professional support from licensed therapists and psychiatric providers online. Military members, veterans, and their dependents ages 13 and older can get fast access to providers, all from the privacy of their computers or smartphones.
I just answered a few questions online, and Talkspace matched me with a therapist. We meet when it's convenient for me, and I can message her anytime. It was so easy to set up, and they accept TRICARE. Therapy was going so well, my husband and I started seeing a couples therapist through Talkspace, too.
Talkspace works with most major insurers, including TRICARE. Match with a licensed therapist today at Talkspace.com/military. Go to Talkspace.com/military to get started today. That's Talkspace.com/military.
This is the sound of your barbecue before getting a motorized horsepower giddy-up grill cleaner.
Honey, are the burgers ready yet?
Ready? I'm still cleaning the grill off. Oh, come on.
Okay, ordering a pizza.
And this...
Burger up!
...is the sound of your barbecue when you purchase the giddy-up grill cleaner. While the grill is cold, just press on, and Giddy Up blasts away charred meats, sticky sauces, messy oils, and more. Giddy Up is the last grill cleaner you'll ever need with our dishwasher-safe motorized chain-link roller driven by a powerful high-torque motor, all backed by a lifetime warranty and money-back guarantee. You don't need another cheap grill brush that leaves bristles in your food and makes cooking outdoors a pain. Get your Giddy Up today. Go to buygiddyup.com to get your Giddy Up shipped free. But hurry! Inventory is limited. Order now while it's still in stock. Go to buygiddyup.com and get yours today with free shipping. That's buygiddyup.com.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
As we continue here with the maestro, Mike Palm, VP of Circa Las Vegas, the D and the Golden Gate. It is time now for You Cannot Be Serious.
You can't be serious, man. You cannot be serious.
All right, let's start off with number one. As Mitch said, Uncle Pauly needs 10 no-show and 5 no-work jobs. A famous scene from The Sopranos when Pauly Walnuts was locked up in Ohio. How about this story about Kawhi Leonard and the Clippers and this attempt to get around the salary cap that Pablo Torre from ESPN broke? If true, now I'm just giving the facts that are reported. The Clippers and Ballmer denying any wrongdoing. Steve Ballmer gives $50 million investment through his personal LLC to this company called Aspiration. It's a financial services company that's with an environmental concern, right? That happens September 14th of 2021. Then, about a week later, they announced a deal where Aspiration's a sponsor of the Clippers. If you see their post-game conferences, right, press conferences, Aspiration is on the back of the backdrop of their post-game press conferences there. Well, meanwhile, this Aspiration filed for bankruptcy last year, and now their co-founder, Joe Sandberg, has pleaded guilty to two counts of wire fraud and admits that they swindled over $250 million from their investors. But now it comes to light that in April of 2022, Aspiration signed a deal with Kawhi Leonard to be a spokesperson for them, 4 years for $28 million. This comes after he signed a 4-year, $176.3 million contract with the Clippers. The contract for Leonard, according to this source that turned it over to Pablo Torre, claimed that Leonard did not have to perform any duties that he didn't want to do. So they could say, we need you to be... No, I don't need to do it. It's a no-show job, which is a way of subverting the salary cap. He was told, this guy who worked in the financial division of this company, that this is just a way to get around the salary cap on these big contracts. This is very serious if it's true. Now, Paul remembers this as a Timberwolves fan.
Huge
This
story.
happened in 2002 with Joe Smith, when they signed him to a contract but promised him a side deal. They were found guilty by the NBA. They gave up five first-round draft picks and paid a $3.5 million fine. Kevin McHale was the head coach, suspended for a year. And the owner, Glenn Tyler, was also suspended for a year at the time. I mean, this could be big trouble. The NBA can also void the contract if it finds these charges to be true. Steve Ballmer.
You cannot be serious.
Okay, topic number 2. No need to call the cops. We see that the Jay Cutler DUI incident from last October has come to a decision in Tennessee, Williamson County, Tennessee. Cutler he will have to do 4 days in jail and pay a $350 fine. But the story when it happened last October is more interesting. So Cutler rear ends another motor vehicle. And he gets out and he tells the guy, don't call the cops. He offers the guy $2,000 not to call the cops. It's a little bit like Vito when he's on the lam and he hits the guy's car. Everything's coming back to the Sopranos here.
Yes.
Offers the guy $2,000. Tries to run from the scene when the guy calls the cops. The cops get him. He refuses to take a field sobriety test. He refuses to blow into a breathalyzer. They take him to the hospital where they get a court order to draw his blood. And, of course, he's over the legal limit. He also had 2 firearms in his car, including a loaded pistol, which they dismissed those charges to get the plea bargain on the drunken driving, and he had to do 4 days in jail. Jay Cutler!
You cannot be serious!
And number 3, also known as Busta, all right, for all you No Scrubs fans, how about Buster Skrine, the former NFL defensive back who played for the Browns, Jets, and Bears, has been charged of 18 counts of fraud. Did you read this story?
No.
This is an elaborate scheme that he goes on dating sites and borrows money from wealthy women, claiming he'll pay them back from his NFL annuity. 3 of the women say that he has borrowed over $100,000 from them. And they believe that he would pay them back because he's a former NFL player and he was getting a salary annuity. He faces over 15 years in prison. Buster Skrine!
You cannot be serious!
And they just believed him like that.
Well,
sure, I'll give you money. And
he's a former NFL player. Sang a story of financial ruin. Can I borrow some money?
Good job putting the work
pretty
in.
good. Oh, the headlines are back.
That Joe Smith story. It's like, what were you thinking? You know, it's like, and then 5 first-round draft. That set the organization back big time. There's just no need to do it. And then, like Vito says, when they hit the guy with the pipe, keep your mouth shut. You know,
he says, we got to
pay the right people off too. My God.
When will you guys start to see money on Carolina at Jacksonville? 96% of the handle on the home team here, the Jags.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the buyback.
Does it get to 4?
4 is a key number. I don't know I think if it touches 4, it comes right back down to 3.5. That's a steam team, Jacksonville, right?
Is that a sneaky survivor pick?
I think it could be used. Yes, I think it absolutely could be used. But if you want to avoid divisional games, remember they'll host Tennessee. If you're plotting out your map, so it's Tennessee that always gives Houston trouble, not Jacksonville. So it could be.
I want your thoughts on the Monday night game. Very intriguing.
Well, I'm gonna.
Sky is falling potential if it's a blowout.
Both ways.
Yes, right.
There's skies falling both ways. My My sources tell me that O'Connell thinks this is by far the best defensive team he's ever had. And he's going to, early in the season, without any wide receivers, he's going to have to try to keep this simple. Have McCarthy use his legs more than he's really comfortable having a quarterback doing. Look for McCarthy rushing props on Monday night.
Okay.
I played the first half under in this game.
All
I think
right.
this is a great defense, and he's just going to have to get through until he gets Addison back and he gets up to full strength. I think the Bears are going to play man. They're going to double JJ, and McCarthy's going to have to make a few plays, but I think they're going to try to not lose it on offense as much as they think they can win it with their defense.
Yeah, they made the move for Adam Thielen, but Addison will be missed in the first 3 games. He was a big part of the offense last year, and as of right now, Justin Jefferson not exactly 100% healthy for the game.
Yeah.
Plus 175 to have 25 yards rushing. Not bad. $1.30 have 15 yards, Mr. McCarthy. All right.
Plus 130? I like that.
No, plus 170.
For 25 yards.
25 yards.
What's the standard number?
Is it 15? 14 and a half?
Yeah, probably.
To go over that number?
I got to scroll all the way up. Gianni Avello.
It's probably in that range.
I'll ladder it.
Yeah.
Ladder it up.
Up to what, like 30?
I don't have to go 29 and a half.
You go over that, something like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's a really big game. People
I agree.
say it's just a really big game for both of these teams' seasons and where both of their win totals are. Like, you lose this game at home if you're the Bears, I don't know, where are you finding 9 wins?
I can't.
Right?
I can't.
Okay.
I can't. And by the way, like, there's a real possibility based on what you said, because this defense, I think, has a chance to be lights out this year. I love Brian Flores as a DC. Like, there's a really good spot here, or like an angle for Caleb Williams to really look bad again. In his first game with Ben Johnson, now he's had the entire offseason to prep for this game, and as a play designer, the guy's absolutely the best, or one of the best.
And Flores has had the whole offseason to study everything that Ben Johnson's done at Detroit and try to figure out how he's going to put Caleb into this, which I don't know if his offense works for Caleb. We don't know. Goff is very much a system quarterback that throws on time based off of a good play action game because they have a good running game. Caleb has never played within a structure at all.
They gave Bajan $10 million. File that away.
Why?
Right? They love him. I don't know.
I can't wait to see in a Ben Johnson offense, thinking about how he used Amon-Ra St. Brown and also Sam Laporta. What will 2 rookies look like for Chicago early on here? Luther Burden from Missouri, who was awesome, and also Colston Loveland.
Yeah, I would look at their props as well, especially Burden. I think Burden kind of got overlooked. Remember, wasn't he a top Heisman candidate at one point?
He was so good in college.
And then all of a sudden, his name just disappeared.
Yeah.
Go rapid fire in baseball. How about the Padres about to be swept at home by the...
How do you put out Cortez today in the middle of this pennant race? I don't know how you roll him out there.
It was $1.80 too.
How about Framber last night?
I thought that was intentional.
It's 100% intentional, even though the catcher will back him up.
You're right.
I pushed the wrong button.
Yes.
Framber blamed him. He came out and said, I didn't want to throw a curveball on both home runs. I wanted a sinker.
Yep.
And he was trying to get him to back off the mound there.
Yes.
But before the Grisham.
Yes.
100% intentional. This
agree.
guy's a hothead. Do you know last year how many times he hit batters after giving up a home run? He hit like 13 batters last year. 11 of them were after he gave up a home run.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Good info.
I wanted to find a number on the Giants to make the playoffs. Super doable schedule in September, and I can't trust this Padres team for 2 seconds. And the other team that we've talked about now, Seattle.
Can't win a road game, Mike.
I don't know if you keep throwing Castillo out there.
Oh, bad again.
He has a bad inning every game. He's a blow-up inning where he gives up 3 or 4 runs. I don't know if you can keep throwing him out there either. What do you think of the Rangers? They're suddenly in play here.
No, schedule's too tough.
You think so?
Yeah, they're losing
They
right
don't
now.
give up any runs.
I know. 2-0 Arizona.
Yeah,
in the bottom
lighter
of the
today.
eighth. Schedule's tough.
Okay.
Can't overcome that. But Fangraphs gives the Royals a 9% chance.
I'm going to get
two
there.
back.
I just won my 82.5. That's what I bet the over for the Royals. That's what I need to get to.
By the way, how about this for an upset? Sviatek just went down.
Oh,
is it over?
It is all over. 6-4, 6-3 straight sets.
Wow.
What'd that pay, Luke? Sviatek, a straight set loser.
Good call.
Great job, Mike.
Thank you.
Up next,
Hey,
bold
Mike.
opinions in the NFL with Reeler Fugazi. A very popular team will disappoint despite a very easy schedule.